Hello everyone and now welcome to a 1v1 matchup, this game taking place here on Concealed Hill, a Night Elf versus Human matchup with LeMei spawning as the purple Night Elf on the top right hand side of the map. He's going to be going up against Leon over here on the bottom left. We'll see what's going to be going down in this 1v1 matchup here. Should be a great matchup. Still trying to figure out what the long-term strategies are, and kept on moving my desk around. Yeah, a little bit of peculiars on my desk. Not quite sure what's happening, but well, we'll see what this game has in store for us. Down on the south side, no big surprises. Altar of Kings and barracks being placed down here on Concealed Hill, going up against an Altar of Elders and that early Ancient of War to tank a little bit of damage, train up an archer, and do some creeping. Not necessarily in that order, but you guys know what I mean. Alright, hero of choice is going to be a Keeper of the Grove going up against an Archmage. No surprises there either, as both of those heroes open up additional strategies later on in the game, setting aside a tempo, or perhaps being able to allow a second hero or overall boost your entire army. Coming back around to the south here, let's go ahead and speed things up to that 2-minute mark. And from there, this game will be officially underway as the players do begin to scout each other out. All right. Now, I've said this about Concealed Hill in the past. It was one of my favorite maps, and I have not changed my stance on it. Concealed Hill is still a very great map. It's just that the map pool overall has grown so much that there's so many great maps that Concealed Hill is no longer my favorite above and far. Coming back around here, we're going to look at that Keeper of the Grove get closer to level 2, but not quite make there. Meanwhile, Archmage trying to get in a little bit of pressure on that Wisp, able to push it back. And we're going to be looking at Militia clearing out that creep camp as well. Archmage picks up Claws of Attack +5. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove picks up Rings of Protection +3. The Ring of Protection +3 not nearly as powerful or useful as that Claws of Attack +5, as the Keeper of the Grove gets a quick entangle kill on that early Footman. Alright, early Footman is usually not that big of a problem. We're going to be seeing some engagement here. Need to get some damage onto that Null Warden to get the purge onto a Militia before it accidentally purges that Water Elemental. Level 2 now on that Archmage. Big damage coming back across here as the Keeper of the Grove is going to be looking to put in a bit of pressure as well. Alright, Water Elemental still tanking a lot of damage. They're looking at that Null Overseer being completely surrounded. Who's going to get the final shot off? Archmage is going to get the final shot off. And now, with Claws of Attack +9 on top of the Claws of Attack +5, being able to do a lot of, well, hard-hitting damage, much more than you would normally suspect at this point and stage in the game. Alright. Treants now making their way back down, no expansion being built. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove did use quite a bit of mana to try and summon up those Treants, only to see that there is nothing for those Treants to actually destroy. Coming back in the center portion of the map, we are looking at no tech to tier 2 as of yet. That is a surprise on both sides. They both have fair amounts of gold that they are sitting on, and no one's really made a play still. Force of Nature could easily suffer quite a bit of damage here. Are we going to see one Force of Nature get taken down? One or two more shots would have finished it off. No longer chasing, and now going after this giant sea turtle instead. We do see Huntresses joining in on the fight here. Archmage going to try and retreat. Cloak of Shadows is dropped and left behind here, as the Archmage should be able to get to level 3, or if not, get very close after this level 2 sea turtle falls. Cloak of Shadows does represent 50 gold. That may be picked up a little bit later, but still trying to get as much experience as possible from all of those units. Archmage didn't get the kill on that Treant though. Time to life coming to an end a split second before that fireball was able to land. Coming back around, well, another Wisp getting taken down here. Archmage still with some big plus damage representation here, as the Town Hall now being built. Alright, Keeper of the Grove could try and make its way over, but Leon is doing such a great job controlling the tempo and pacing of this game, and the Keeper of the Grove is already low on mana. However, there is an Ancient Protector right outside Leon's base, and that Ancient Protector may be able to rack up quite a bit of damage. Now, at this point in stage in the game, it's actually interesting to see that the Ancient Protector could have gotten more damage if it got free hits while standing and uprooted. The difference, though, is it is not ranged, and also it would not have fortified armor, making it very, very easy to take out. All right, Footman gonna go ahead and fall here. Water Elemental's trying to clean things up. Looks as though that Huntress will escape away at 58 hit points as this Ancient Protector just putting in pressure, but still ends up getting shut down on the far side. Scout Tower here about to get upgraded to an Arcane Tower. Huntresses are now going to try and retreat back away. And what is LeMei's long-term strategy here? This seems more like desperation moves. And in desperation moves, not really stopping any of Leon's strategies, nor executing any of his own strategies at all. The tech to tier 2 nearly done. We may be looking at a Panda, Breath of Fire Panda, putting on pressure across all of these early footmen, as the tech to tier 2 will be significantly delayed in order to set up this expansion. Keeper of the Grove now making its way down. Are we going to look at a Tavern hero? Or perhaps no heroes as of yet, as the Keeper of the Grove being forced to retreat back once more. Treants now summoned back around. Are we going to see the Panda? Yes, we are. Panda now coming in to join in on the fight, as the Panda may be able to get off a good breath of fire across all of these units before they slip inside. No, they are going to be able to get inside right here. Are we going to see an Entangle or anything of this nature to try and put pressure or make Leon pay for running around with such a large number of footmen? Panda could try and rack up a little bit more damage. No, footmen just running laps around the field, as the Huntresses are now looking to perhaps put pressure now that there is no army to support this Archmage and water elemental footman defense at the expansion. Now, by placing down a Blacksmith over here, Entangle onto the Archmage. Archmage can be in some serious trouble. Staff of Teleportation to try and get away, and will teleport straight over to the Water Elemental once more. Again, get in some easy damage from those Treants, but dual Water Elementals at level 2 variety do deal quite a bit of damage. All right, they are able to retreat back. Beautiful micro coming in from LeMei, or poor follow-up from Leon, as the Panda comes in with a Breath of Fire to try and blow over some of those units. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Footman getting in some easy damage onto some of those units here. Perhaps a Staff of Preservation would have been able to protect the Panda, as the Panda now, or send the Panda back and then rack up a little bit more damage, as the Ancient Protector is going to be coming in and rooting himself down as well. Breath of Fire pushing back across as well. There goes a Footman. Meanwhile, off inside the north here, Ancient of Lore going to perhaps get canceled, and this would be a lot of problems here, as the Huntresses are now trying to put in pressure onto some of these footmen. Ancient of Lore Huntress is going to go ahead and try and engage. Footmen trying to retreat back out. Damage could be racked back up. You can see them taking a lot of that damage in a straight line. Meanwhile, there's just a split fight pretty much everywhere on the map, as one footman, does not get taken down there. One final shot does take down that low hit point footman, but nothing the Scroll of Regeneration will not take care of very easily. All right. Units still trying to engage here. Panda and Keeper of the Grove need to back away. Archer actually getting in front of the Panda, making the retreat a little bit more difficult than it needs to be, as we are now going to be looking at some low hit point footmen trying to run back in. All right, are we going to see some of those units get taken around? Staff of Teleportation teleporting back away to break that surround here. There goes an Archer, as the, Panda just wishes he had enough mana to put in a little bit of damage. Huntress is now trying to come back in, joining in on the battle. There's going to be a lot of low hit point units here. Who's going to end up dying? Leon may accidentally feed a lot of experience, as that Glaive Bounce does eventually start adding up. There goes one footman, two footmen, three footmen, all taken down right there. 6 supply. Another peasant could easily get taken down. There goes another one as well, as the micro of LeMei just keeping alive so many Huntresses while taking down so many units, and perhaps going to try and capitalize on it a bit more. Low hit point peasants going to get taken down there. There goes another one, but Rifleman joining in on the battle could get 2 shots in the back, finishing off some of those units. One more final shot could be right there, as the Huntress tries to escape away. Very low on hit points. Is it going to get the final shot off there? Down to 6 hit points, down to dead, as the Rifleman able to, hit that moving target with just a bit of range. All right. Keeper of the Grove, Clarity Potion, Moonstone being used for that artificial nighttime in order to fill up these Moonwells. The tech to tier 2 is done. Ancient of Lores are going to be going into Dryads, as we are setting up an expansion or building up a Tree of Life off to the north. the water elementals have been, well, a big problem for LeMei, but the Dryads should be able to take care of that pretty easily. The problem, though, is we are already transitioning into Riflemen as well. Claws of Attack +9 going to be picked up by the Blood Mage. The Claws of Attack +9 may actually be better on well, better on the Archmage, as the Blood Mage normally needs to, well, siphon mana and channel that ability. Closer look at the action, as the Panda now going to, well, clear up some of the Force Troll, High Priest, and some of these other units. Manual of Health being left behind. All right, level 4 Archmage going up a level 3 Keeper of the Grove, level 2 Panda. Coming back around, we are looking at the Tree of Life nearing completion here. And at that Tree of Life, we should be able to start clearing out this creep camp. That creep camp could give, well, will not give any level ups for the Night Elf army, unless the Ogre Magi Force Troll High Priest finds some experience somewhere else prior to clearing that up. But the Tree of Life should already be making its way over. Expansion down to the south still has plenty of mining to go. This expansion only has 10 minutes, or the main bases have about 10 minutes of mining left, as we're going to be heading back off to the north here. Dryads, Huntresses making their way over. Well, Ancient of Lore, we are teching the tree, nope, not Tree of Eternity, teching that Nature's Blessing for that better armor. And here we are going into that engagement, that Tree of Life, able to move a little bit faster and now make its way into the center. Breath of Fire clearing up the Null Assassin creep camp. Get a nice big burst of damage. Keeper of the Grove purposely keeping some distance away to allow that Brewmaster, well, more experience and get to level 3 for that level 2 Breath of Fire. Alright, meanwhile, Archmage doing a great job here right in the center. We should be looking at more Siphon mana as well, but, well, all of these units are pretty much out of mana already. Cloak of Flames, not the ability that he was really looking for. And, well, with Siphon mana can really pump out a large amount of water elementals. The majority of the creep camps have already been pressured here. We are looking at, well, a Sentry Ward keeping track of the Night Elf army. Treants are now going to go ahead and try and engage. And push on a pressure once more. No level 2 entangle, as the Keeper of the Grove now heading off to the north, gonna pick up a Manual of Health perhaps, or perhaps put some pressure. There's a Flame Strike, and all of those Wisps just never stood a chance. A big death right there. That was one of the best level 1 Flame Strikes I have seen in all my time, and just pure value. Taking down all of those Wisps will greatly delay the expansion being saturated, and, well, the expansion may all completely be lost. But are we going to be able to get a trade on the expansions? That is the question. Leon taking a lot of damage on this Town Hall. Town Hall down to 400 hit points. Scroll of Town Portal now comes in from the north. Units are going to try and stay back and retreat. Panda could get off a Breath of Fire and finish it off with the building right there. No, doesn't even, finally blows it over Staff of Preservation, and now Staff of Teleportation to keep that Keeper of the Grove and retreat him back home. Trading of expansions, but Leon, well, definitely in the lead here with the 67 supply army going up against a 39. Riflemen do not have any upgrades though, and there is only a handful of casters here, only 2 priests, and just a large number of riflemen to perhaps put in all of that pressure and focus down those Huntresses. We are going to Tree of Eternity, but I haven't seen a transition into Bears as of yet. And without the Bears to try and deal with the Riflemen may just be able to, well, focus fire their way through the rest of this game. Now, the question is, how does Leon want to close out this game if he realizes how large of an advantage he has? Treants are now making their way back inside once more. Panda, level 2 Breath of Fire. Where is that Panda? Coming back in from the north here. Does have that Ring of Regeneration, and now able to get in some Breath of Fire damage to try and blow over this farm. Coming back around, we are going to be looking at the Sorceresses, the Priest, Riflemen, Spellbreakers trying to get in here to engage Archmage. Well, Flame Strike going to miss the tail end of all of those units. There's Spellbreakers, while trying to chase after those units, but not enough range yet. All right, 13 to 15 damage on those Spellbreakers. Panda gonna try and perhaps line things up. Riflemen coming back in from the other side here, and here we are going into a possible engagement. Slow getting cast manually onto that Brewmaster as the units are now trying to retreat back once more. Finishing off one Rifleman pretty easily there. Sorceress able to get off some some more slow onto that Huntress as the units are still trying to retreat back. Peasants trying to make their way back over it. Breath of Fire getting in some easy damage onto some more of those slowly fleeing or slowly working units as the Keeper of the Grove gets in more kills there. We may be looking at another Staff of Preservation, but the Keeper of the Grove is going to have a bad day. Siphon mana, well, able to stop some of that mana once more as the Dryads are just constantly low on mana, trying to stop all of the slow from the sorceresses, but that level 2 Brilliance Aura keeping those sorceresses well topped off. All right, little bit of play back and forth. Meanwhile, new expansion being established by LeMei here. It looks as though Leon is trying to just figure out an engagement and take down his opponent, but is unable to force a fight. This is often a problem with, well, heavy piercing and magic and armor damage armies. They're unable to really put pressure onto bases as the Keeper of the Grove, Breath of Fire, putting in a lot of pressure and being able to, well, cause large amounts of damage on all of these tightly packed buildings. Huntress is trying to close out things even further. 52 supply over 70. Arcane Tower now finally hitting that Brewmaster there as we are now transitioning into Mountain Giant. Always a good start when you catch. Well, thank you for tuning in. Coming back around here, Panda going to continue to put in more pressure. Keeper of the Grove looking to shut down that Scout Tower here as well. Staff of Preservation sends the Panda all the way back home. Are we going to be getting in some Breaths of Fire? We are, but the Panda is currently slowed, unable to line up those attacks easily as the Spellbreakers are in that front line spot, acting as a bit of a wall as well. All right, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across some of those units, but not really doing that much as we're now looking at the Mountain Giants trying to absorb and tank some of that damage. No additional Mountain Giants being trained up. Panda just constantly losing mana, and the Keeper of the Grove, or the Blood Mage, may just be able to get more Flame Strikes off and cause more problems. Panda finally using the Anti-Magic Potion to try and break that connection, but Leon doing a great job and is going to take down this Tree of Eternity. Back down to the south side here, LeMei is continuing to take down some of these buildings as well, as we do have some mining still going on, but this base is not long for this world either, as it should be easily cleaned up as well. Riflemen turning this game into a base race scenario, trying to shoot their way out of this situation and taking down all of these buildings. All right, off to the north here, Tree of Life still mining away, not getting full saturation here either, as we are looking at a Scroll of Town portal coming back down to the south, going to capture a Dryad and a Huntress easily, as the Blood Mage and Archmage are still in a commanding lead in terms of experience. Heading back off to the north here, a new Tree of Life trying to be established here. More peasants were able to find work once again. Needs to train up a bit more again. 40 supply compared to 55. And well, LeMei also needs to set up a couple of Moonwells, as he is currently supply blocked and will continue to be so until this Tree of Life or 2 Moonwells are completed. Now, here comes the question: who is going to be able to use these fountains of health more effectively in the upcoming minutes? That is going to be the big deal. Rifleman now invisible heading off to the north. That is a big deal as well, as it will quickly scout out this expansion that is already under full saturation. Leon may realize that he is behind economically speaking, and well, the tech loss of that Tree of Eternity was a big deal, but well, the Dryads were already upgraded there. I don't believe bears are going to be a problem. Bears are going to be anywhere, and Mountain Giants can't be trained. So I take it back, the Tree of Eternity being lost is going to really change the tempo of the game here, no longer being able to get those very powerful tier 3 units out there onto the battlefield. Panda now trying to break free, using a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability to try and get away, still has a Staff of Teleportation, and should be able to do exactly that heading back off to the north. Water Elemental easily cleaned up there, as we are going to perhaps be getting some repairs. Nope, no repairs, just getting up some additional Moonwells to try and train up more units. Water Elementals could easily, well, cause these Moonwells to stop, or actually can get full on destruction here, as the Wisp are now going to try and jump on inside, perhaps retreat somewhere else. Water Elemental is the level 3 variety, able to deal so much damage as the Dryads now head back off to the north again. Oh, Water Elemental gets the kill on the Wisp before it falls down into a giant puddle of nothing. Keeper of the Grove heading back down to the south here. Arcane Vault Treants are going to go ahead and clean things up on this side as we are looking at a potential drop here. 2 Mountain Giants getting ready to drop in onto the base as the Arcane Vault is going to end up getting taken down. No real reason for Leon to move from that position, but it looks like that is going to be what's happening here as the units are now trying to retreat back. Keeper of the Grove, are we going to see a Breath of Fire? There is a Siphon Mana Control magic on all of those Treants. There's a Breath of Fire heading back across, but the Breath of Fire not going to do much at all. Meanwhile, the Mountain Giants have jumped on inside here and are dealing quite a bit of damage to try and take down this Scout Tower. Scout Tower, however, massive repairs are underway, able to keep it alive, and while the Guard Towers and Arcane Tower, however, not really doing that much damage at all, as the Goblin Zeppelin, well, drop of 2 Mountain Giants wasn't able to do enough damage to all of these Guard Towers here. Back off to the north, we are still looking at more Wisps, well, excuse me, more Water Elementals trying to put in pressure again. Treants now turning colors and now attempting to take down the Moonwells as the control magic is going to quickly, well, stop much of the usefulness of the Keeper of the Groves Treants. All right, Panda could have gotten to level 5 off of this. Just Breath of Fire all of those units and use the Moonwell to replenish back your lost mana. Not quite sure why that isn't the case here, as we are still looking at full saturation and trying to train up more Dryads once again. It looks like Leon, it needs to get outside of his head. He feels like this is his game to lose, and it really is. He has the larger army, but he is unsure of how to, well, capitalize on his positive advantage. All right, no Knights for that front line. Spellbreaker count is nowhere to be seen, nothing being trained, as the Arcane Vault was already destroyed, as the Scroll of Town Portal are now going to head back off to the north, try and go after all of these units once again. Dryads could get in some big Abolish magic, and with that Abolish magic, continue to feed more experience off to the heroes, level up on the Panda, who is now sitting at level 4 as the Archmage now looks to retreat back over. Keeper of the Grove and Panda both sitting now at level 4 compared to a level 5 Archmage and a level 3 Blood Mage. All right, LeMei is just holding on to this game, trying to make sure to not make any critical mistakes. Meanwhile, the Blood Mage is unsure of where to travel off to next. Mountain Giants now pushing their way through, and the Mountain Giants with their ranged damage able to put on a pressure and take down those buildings. The Riflemen with their piercing damage unable to do that much damage against the Mountain Giants, and on top of that, the Mountain Giants are actually very powerful once one of these fountains of health are cleared. I am surprised that we haven't seen LeMei capitalize on the Fountains of Health yet. Using Fountains of Health at the Mountain Giant would be such a big benefit, as that percentage-based heal on 1,600 hit points means that they were just regenerating hit points at such a fast and high rate. Coming back around, Mountain Giant's going to go ahead and take down some more buildings here, trying to put in pressure. This is going to be, well, are we going to turn this into a base race scenario? That is the question here, as the Panda is actually in the middle portion of the map. All right, Rifleman, as Spellbreaker is actually trying to move on out here. What is the Blood Mage trying to go? Blood Mage trying to still run back around, as there is so many Riflemen. These Dryads are really not going to stand a chance. Not quite sure what LeMei is doing, but losing all of these Dryads and all of these Huntresses is going to be a big problem. With the Blood Mage, I do not believe we'll get to level 4. A lot of damage done right there. Flame Strike could have been used to try and clear things up down to the south, as the Mountain Giants have now taken down things down to the south here. All right, Staff of Teleportation, Archmage now coming back across here. No Keeper or no Dryads to deal with all of these Water Elementals, as the Panda is losing quite a bit of mana. All right, are we going to perhaps be looking at some Entangled Treants, or trying to engage here as well, as the units are now looking to pull back once more. The expansion was not taken down. Only a couple more hits would have finished it off, and then I guess perhaps Wisp can be transferred back over there to get in a bit more mining. Tech to tier 2, Mountain Giants now looking to retreat. That Mountain Giant can still tank and absorb a fair amount of damage. Staff of Preservation may be necessary, as well as the units are just trying to retreat back. Treants could perhaps cause a little bit of delay here. Moonwell stop and now needs to keep on going. What is LeMei doing with this Panda? Stopping for a quick break and now needing to make its way back off to the north. Slow onto the Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove being forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal. Panda can just turn around, at least Breath of Fire some of this damage right there, as the Flame Strike misses the target. All right, only 300 gold, a mine left available here. Down to the south here, we are looking at a new tree of life trying to be built. Leon quickly going to spot this as the units are just still running around once more. This rifleman army is so strong against all of those huntresses and dryads, making short work of all of those units. But the dryads are still absolutely necessary to deal with all of those water elementals. All right, abolish magic, trying to clean things up a little bit more. Could easily abolish all of those units. Is it going to get any additional, well, yeah, just prancing around. Could perhaps try and get in some more abolish magics there. Staff of teleportation. Where is that panda heading off to? Nope, not there. No, there. Nope, not quite sure. Oh, panda heading back down to the south here, able to perhaps stop any additional expansion attempts using that clarity potion and gonna perhaps try and blow things over again. Panda down to the south here, perhaps gonna get some damage onto all of those riflemen. Riflemen taking 120 damage there and now being forced to back up again. Back off to the north here, Mountain Giants, well, Hunter's Hall. Are they going to be able to train up any additional units once more? Is this Tree of Ages, yeah, making their way to the center portion of the map to try and entangle this gold mine as well? Panda, what is it doing? Getting slowed down. Going to go ahead and get off a Breath of Fire. Needs to find a way to retreat. Staff of Preservation in hand. Going to go ahead and save that Panda there and teleport him back close to the center portion of the map as that Tree of Ages still making its way towards this not so concealed hill. Keeper of the Grove now trying to make its way back off to the north again, or back into the center position. Mountain Giants once more. Sorceress is still getting in lots of slow abolish magic, but now trapped up against a corner. Scroll of Town Portal in order to head away. Tree of Ages trying to, well, walk away as well, but this Tree of Ages is going to have a very, very bad day indeed. Flame Strike not going to be able to protect itself all that much, as we are looking at more and more damage being dished out and absorbed by that Tree of Ages again. Mountain Giant now heading back off to the north here. We're looking at more Mountain Giants putting pressure on the main buildings here. But there is, what is this on the bottom right-hand side of the map? Scout Towers. All right, Scout Towers. If this game does go incredibly long, well, these towers are going to make it absolutely impossible for any units to land here. And then with no units able to land here, well, that is going to be the game. As well, in a base race scenario, if you have untouchable buildings, you will win. Tree of Life once again getting shot down off to the side here. Goblin Shredder clearing things off to the north. The Tree of Ages in the center was in fact taken down, as we're looking at what LeMei's follow-up plan and strategy will be. 60 over 70 supply. Chimeras could be trained up, try to get that siege damage against those buildings, and try and take them down that way. As we're looking at a Mountain Giant in the middle portion of the map. Is going to get picked up. Yes, it is. And now try to retreat back out down to 135 hit points. Will be able to make its way back off to the north here. Blood Mage still running around in the center portion of the map, as we're looking at the Panda, Mountain Giant, and Dryads heading back off to the north as well. I am still surprised that LeMei has not yet cleared out one of these Fountains of Health, and then use the Fountains of Health to gain, recover some of the lost health on all of those Mountain Giants. Tier 1 means no Chimeras, I know, but if LeMei does try and get to Tier 3, it may actually work. All of these towers here is just such a big problem. And there is even the fortification upgrades, level 1 masonry upgrades on those guard towers. Are we going to even go for level 2? Nope, no level 2, just getting in a little bit of repairs as well. There's a Breath of Fire. Treants are going to join in on the battle. Mountain Giant's going to try and push on through, get in damage. Arcane Tower, is it hitting the Panda? Yes, Panda is losing quite a bit of mana every single time. He has to break away. He is just in that frontline spot. Meanwhile, we're looking at the army now pushing on through again. Flame Strike across all of these units. Keeper of the Grove going to go ahead and use the Scroll of Town Portal to try to head back out. A little bit of additional damage there. Breath of Fire onto some fleeing, or onto some units before departing. All right, 59 supply compared to 57. LeMei sitting on 6,000 gold in the gold mine has plenty of mining left here. And what is this peasant doing? The peasant is trying to clear out the forest to set up all of these remote island guard towers. Mountain Giant, however, going to try and do a flyby in, and he makes it onto the base. He's going after these buildings here, and he's going to make it way over here, trying to put in pressure. All right, the peasant is going to go ahead, perhaps try and get in some auto repairs onto these towers. Is he going to be able to auto repair anywhere? That is a big question indeed. One Mountain Giant has dropped kind of in a suiciding manner here, as the peasant is able to repair this up. I don't believe the Mountain Giant will be able to take this down. Off to the north here, Treant still clearing things up. Peasants may try to do some no long distance mining. Everything is going to be revealed as the Mountain Giants are still coming back around here. Mountain Giant really suffering a lot of damage. Is going to be able to hide. Oh, yes, able to hide and get picked up. Meanwhile, Leon may be forced to try and set up some additional guard towers. He does still have a little bit of gold available to him. All right. Coming back through Mountain Giant. Is he going to try and heal back up at this Fountain of Health? Yes, he is. Fountain of Health, you can see how this Mountain Giant is healing absolutely insane amounts of damage just so quickly. There's another Breath of Fire trying to get damage while finishing up the guard towers, and Arcane Towers should actually be priority number 1 right now. If it wasn't taking so much Arcane Tower damage, another Breath of Fire would have finished off at least this guard tower here and gotten the Arcane Tower within death range. All right, Mountain Giant nearly back up to full hit points already. 2 Mountain Giants could be dropped inside here. Where is the Flame Strike? Or where are all of these units going? They're trying to run away, and this is just not good news at all. Keeper of the Grove is going to be able to stop a preservation. Yes, it does. Saves the unit, teleports it back home, as well as we are now teching to tier 2 again. All right, Goblin Zeppelin, Mountain Giant could jump on inside once more. Staff of Teleportation coming across here. There's a Breath of Fire dealing quite a bit of damage. Dryad's going to abolish magic that. Water Elemental in no time flat. And, well, a little bit of exchanging of the blows, so to speak, as the Panda going to try and finish things off more. All right, Water Elemental, just take it down. There is free experience right there, as unit after unit is going to end up getting taken down here. All right, Water Elemental finally taken down. Staff of Preservation saving some more units. Panda still looking to engage. I'm going to take down some more units here. Scroll of Town Portal, one-way exit back out, as the Goblin Zeppelin really needs to pick this back up before it turns into Daybreak, and this Mountain Giant could be in trouble. All right, Zeppelin's going to make its way back down to the south here. Nope, there is still a lot of guard towers once more. All right, is there another position that you can try and flank in from? That is the question. Mountain Giant, only 1 peasant left off on this island, and he is going to try and continue to keep all of the repairs going. Panda fighting next to all of these Moonwells, and there is a large number of Spellbreakers. This is a definite problem here. Does have a Staff of Teleportation, or picks up a Potion of Mana, should be able to teleport away more Mountain Giants, still getting drained up here as we're going into the bottom left-hand side of the map. All right, craziness is still ensuing. Mountain Giant trying to clear up all off to the north here, as the Mountain Giants picking up their giant clubs and going to try and engage here. Breath of Fire, just take down all of these buildings there. There goes a little bit more damage, not actually getting the Arcane Tower, but still racking up a large amount of damage indeed. All right, trying to focus things all off here. There goes the last couple of bits of buildings. Only 1 peasant left, so all of these buildings are going to be off in the corner. The question is, how can you actually land enough units to try and take down this location? Keeper of the Grove is not at level 5, or level 6, excuse me, unable to get any Tranquility going. Tranquility would actually be a great ability to try and land into the corner and finish things off. All right, all of these buildings are going to get cleared up. Goblin, Zeppelin, how many Zeppelins do we have? We have 2 Zeppelins. As we have, 2 Mountain Giants here. Is it a 3rd or 4 Mountain Giants? And all the way across here, we could perhaps put in the Keeper of the Grove, the Panda, and 1 last Mountain Giant to try and finish things off here. More damage still racking up here. This is turning into quite the base race scenario. More mining is still getting underway, and still, well, so much damage to absorb and deal. Who's going to win out in this base race scenario, trying to finish off the last of these remaining units? All right. Mountain Giants, couple of buildings going to be revealed here. Once more Treants are going to be left behind to finish off this farm. This farm really needs to go down. If it doesn't go down, well, they need to come back and to try and take it down here, down to 99 hit points. The Treants, are they going to fall first? No, I do not believe so. The farm is dealing or taking enough damage. It's going to get taken down before those Treants do. Now teleporting back around, Mountain Giants now pushing their way through once more. Damage is being absorbed. Goblin Zeppelin trying to micro and trying to push into position here, trying to take down some of these buildings. Staff of Teleportation, Archmage has mass teleportation, able to teleport off over here. We're going to see some pickups here as the Mountain Giant actually in a bit of trouble. Archmage getting up to level 6 after taking down all of those other additional buildings is such a big deal indeed. All right, mass teleport could have finished off a couple of those Mountain Giants. Still more repairs underway, and this corner outpost is causing such a large problem. Panda sitting at level 4, Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 4 as well. Where is that Keeper of the Grove? Is it in a Zeppelin somewhere? No. Keeper of the Grove right in the front there. Saying this again, being able to heal at a Fountain of Health during the day could have been all you needed. Keeper of the Grove and Panda now trying to push on their way once more. All right.
The town is under siege.
Back off to the north here. Push on through this outpost of buildings is going to be far too much. Archmage can just sit here very easily with water elementals, and then this base race scenario is going to be going into Leon. He has pretty much ensured victory here, as the army of LeMei cannot fight against Leon, and putting his opponent into a difficult situation. Mountain Giants getting ready to do a quick drop or run by here once again. Where are these units going to perhaps try and drop in from both sides? Water elementals are here, and here we go. Treant's Breath of Fire. Treant's going to go ahead and summon in from the other side. That's a beautiful summon to try and create room off on the other side as well. Mountain Giants, however, were not properly unloaded, so their attack speed is now very slow as they are dizzy. All right, more attacks getting underway as well. Archmage could be in some serious trouble. Potion of Healing, Scroll of Healing could be forced to be used as the Archmage is now out of mana. More pressure trying to put on in here. Breath of Fire, Panda able to blow over much of that damage. We only have 3 more guard towers here as we're looking at a Staff of Teleportation to try to head back out. We may see a mass teleport to try to head back in. Is that gonna be the returning factor? Archmage does not have enough mana, and a final Breath of Fire finishes the game. LeMei with the victory, actually coming out over the top, using Breath of Fire to clear out all of those guard towers. The Keeper of the Grove using Force of Nature to create a landing area for the Mountain Giants on the other side of the map. That was key. Archmage of Leon was dropping water elementals, thinking that with water elementals there, I have no problem trying to defend this location, which is 100% true. The problem was, as soon as the double drop had happened, he needed to Staff of Teleportation away and then try to mass teleport back in. There just wasn't enough time to do exactly that, and LeMei comes out with the victory. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.